West Michigan, you might have had the opportunity to tour the gypsum mines. They've been there for decades, about 85 feet below the ground.
And mining is an industry that ended here a long time ago, but many folks don't realize that the mines are still used today for different purposes, of course.
Tours are no longer given to the public, and that's why we are taking you off limits. A lot of people know about the gypsum mines in West Michigan, but don't really have the opportunity to take a look around or even see what they're used for today. So we contacted the folks at Michigan Natural Storage, the owner of the mine in Wyoming, to see if we could take a look around. And now we're inside one of the buildings on the property. We are talking with Ron Croft, the president of Michigan Natural Storage. And Ron, actually, your grandfather bought this mine and the property. Tell us a little bit about the history and what happens here.
Well, my grandfather purchased the property in 1946 without having any idea or intention of doing anything with the mine. He wanted to develop the buildings that were above ground left from the mining operation, maybe build some furniture, something small like that.
Right.
And during that time, the late 1940s, early 1950s, got the idea that the 50-degree natural temperature in the mine would be ideal for storage, primarily produce storage. So during the 1950s, he developed the space below ground, and we got our start storing potatoes and apples and carrots and various things like that for the produce market.
And when you drive up, you actually see a lot of buildings that are above ground. That's where a lot of your business is as well.
Right, right. Starting in the early 1970s, the volume of products that we were handling exceeded what we could do with our old elevators. So we started building above ground, and in the intervening years, the majority of our business has transferred above ground.
Okay, but I know that there is a lot of curiosity about what is below us right now, because a lot of people know about the history of the gypsum mine. You know, really, what do geologists say about how this came to be?
Well, the geologists estimate that the rock in the mine here is about 220 million years old. And it formed as a result of the evaporation of a very shallow, warm, salty sea as the continents drifted from warm areas to cold areas, and the glaciers retreated and came back and forth. We have the gypsum deposits that we're left with today.
Right, and then in the mid-19th century, these areas were actually started to be mined.
From the best of my understanding, that's one of the first industries in Grand Rapids is gypsum mining, because they found the gypsum close to the surface here along the Grand River, and it developed into a very strong industry.
So we are really excited because you've agreed to take us down. You don't do tours anymore, so this is quite an opportunity to be able to see what it looks like down there. We're going to go, how many feet?
85.
85 feet down in this elevator behind us.
Right.
Ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right. No turning back now, huh?
Not at this point.
We made it.
We're down.
So I know you must have timed this before. How many seconds does it take to get 85 feet down in this elevator?
About 40 seconds.
Okay, 40 seconds. All right, so the tour is going to begin. Are we going to be able to see?
I hope so. We have to work down here too, so there should be light.
Okay, all right. How many miles of tunnel?
There's about 6 miles of tunnel.
All right, so don't go anywhere. Ron's going to give us a tour on the gypsum mine that is underneath Wyoming. You'll want to check it out. Okay, so don't go anywhere, because later in the show we are going to take a walk around the inside of the mine.
It looks interesting. I just said to Rachael, so how was that elevator ride?
It felt long, and it really gave you an idea of how deep that mine is. And I know you had said, gosh, do you feel like it's safe with everything that's happened with the mine accidents? And really, I asked that question to Ron, and he addressed it, and he said it is a space that is very, very contained and very safe, because they've developed it in such a way. And he's kind of studied what's happened in other places too, and that's kind of not what's happening where we are.
Good to know. Good to know that you were safe. Excited to see the rest of the piece.
Yeah, definitely. So much more coming up on the Gypsum Mine Tour later in the show.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us.